Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Decrease Defiance Wiser Way course and coaching program. We are so excited that you're here. We know that you are on your way to trading power struggles for positive interactions and peace in the home. We have worked with a lot of parents with defiant kids, and we know that having a peaceful home is the goal. That you aren't looking for kids who are just robotic, obedient individuals, but rather kids who are still unique individuals, but can have some respect for the boundaries of the home and can interact with you in a more positive way rather than a frustrating, defiant way. So, we are excited to help you get to that. Now, what I want to do is just give you a little overview of the course and the program and the things in it so that you can feel oriented. I know that you're in something new and maybe you're not super comfortable with technology, or this may be a new learning experience for you. And so I want to help you just feel at ease and at home. So, the first thing that you need to know is that we do not expect perfection from you, that Janet and I are both still incredibly flawed as parents, and that there are many times that we don't practice what we preach, that in the heat of the moment, we are totally thrown off, not our best selves, and not using the tools that we learn. So we absolutely do not demand perfection from you. What we do ask from you and what we will offer you as well is authenticity. We cannot help you with things that we aren't aware of and that we don't know about and that we can't work through. So we will not shame you for anything that you share with us, for the struggles, for your weak moments, for your angry moments, for your low moments. We have felt them. And I have cried to Janet about mine, and she has cried to me about hers. And you're 100% safe here. So we ask that you adopt the mindset that this is a safe place to be vulnerable and that that vulnerability will lead to real growth. Now, this program is a 12-month program. Now, the information that you're going to learn, the wiser parenting approach, does not take 12 months to learn. It will take you a couple of weeks if you set some time on your calendar to work on, maybe a lesson a day. I want you to look over the lessons and see how many there are and start to maybe calendar them into your schedule. It's very common to get an online program and then just let it sit on the shelf. We don't want that for you. You will not see the change that you're looking for in your family by letting it sit on the shelf. And I'm thinking of a course that I bought that's sitting on my digital shelf getting dust right now that I still need to go through. So we get it. We totally get it. You're busy, you're overwhelmed, you have a lot of things going on in your life. So we recorded the lessons in smaller bite-sized pieces. The lessons are like 15 minutes. You can speed us up. There's a gear icon that you can click on and you can increase the speed of the lessons. So do whatever it takes to schedule in the time to get the lessons under your belt. Now, we do ask that you do not submit questions for coaching until you have gotten through the content. The content is super foundational, and we want to use the coaching time as time to help you apply what you've learned instead of learn the content that's there and available. So you are welcome to watch every other coaching thing that we have available for you and join all of the coaching sessions and listen and learn. We found from working with our clients and doing online programs before that the greatest learning came when people saw how the principles were applied in real life. So the coaching is absolutely, in my mind, it's where you're going to see the biggest change. If you are participating either silently and just listening to the sessions or you're submitting your questions. But we do ask, like I said, that you have that foundational information underneath you so that you are coming ready to apply what we've learned. Now, that being said, we do coaching sessions once a week. We are currently doing them on Zoom. We will let you know if that changes. And we are alternating every other week. So in weeks 1 and 3, We will be working with parents of kids who are toddlers through 11 years old. On weeks 2 and 4, we will be working with parents who have tweens and teens, so 12 and older. I guess if you have adult kids too, that let's put them into that category. The reason that we split it up like this is because the potty training issues versus the kid who's not respecting having a car issues, even though the principles that we apply are the same and the 5 parenting laws are the same, the experience is very different. So we want to split up the coaching so that you are in a group that's having similar experiences as you are and that you can identify with a little bit more. So there's greater learning there and you feel less isolated and alone in the experience of parenting a defiant child. So you will see posts about those in our Facebook group and emails, just different reminders to help you understand when the coaching is and how to join it. So we will give you all of the guidance on that. Now, we do have a place for you to submit coaching questions. And underneath the coaching section, you will see instructions on how to submit questions and some guidelines for successful coaching sessions. We want to be able to see the questions in advance so that we have a chance to prepare our thoughts and be able to provide you with quality information. Now, each coaching session, so our weekly coaching is 1 hour, but we have that broken up into 3 to 4 pieces. So the reason why we do that is we want to be able to answer 3 to 4 of your questions or help work with you on 3 to 4 of your individual situations, but give enough time to be able to cover some ground. So 15 to 20 minutes per person, and we'll just work through that question with you, that situation with you. And if it goes faster, it goes faster, and that's okay. For those who are submitting questions, we would love if you could join us live. If you cannot join us live, you just let us know that you can't join live, but then give us enough detailed information to be able to adequately answer your questions. So like I said, there will be more information about that in the coaching section of the orientation. Now, next is our Facebook group. I personally do not love social media or hanging out in social media. However, a Facebook group is incredibly powerful. I know as a parent of a defiant child that I felt crazy a lot of the time. I felt alone. I felt unheard. I felt invalidated. I felt judged. I felt like a failure. And I just wanted people who got it, who understood what it was like to parent a defiant child. And as I started making friendships with parents of defiant kids, it just helped soothe my soul to know that my child was the way they were, not because I was a total screw up. And to have somebody who understood what it was like when my child had a defiant meltdown, the times that they punched a hole in the wall or tried to stab me with a fork, like these kinds of stories that you can't share at the playground or at family dinner because everybody's going to judge you. So if you are feeling alone, please come join our Facebook group. The other advantage to our Facebook group, let me back up. The Facebook group is going to offer us that community, parents who get it, parents who can cheer us on, parents who can validate us when we're having low moments, parents who can hear the story about the mother-in-law who's trying to tell you how to parent, and you have a safe place now to vent about it, or whatever situation that you come up with. So we want you in there if you feel like you need that extra support and validation and not to feel so isolated. The other advantage to being in the Facebook group is that if you have quicker questions, you can ask them in the Facebook group. Janet and I are in there, and some of our staff are in there frequently looking at the questions so that we can answer those as quickly as possible. If there was some confusion in a lesson, or if there was a situation that you had a couple of ideas and you just wanted to run them past us, you can post them in there. We ask you guys not to give advice to each other unless you specifically ask, hey, I'd like to know what the whole group thinks, because it can be hard to post our questions and then have unsolicited advice coming at us. We already deal with that enough as parents of defiant kids, and so we don't need to do that to each other. So if you want the entire group's advice, be sure to ask that. If you don't, then just say this is for the parent with the pro team. So the next thing that you need to be aware of is that with each section of lessons, there will be a quick action guide. This is a guide for you to download, to print, and to use. What Janet and I have looked at are what are the next steps that a parent needs to take after learning the information that bridges the gap between understanding the information to actually having success applying what you've learned. And that gap is pretty big sometimes. I am an avid reader, an avid learner, and am continuing my education in child and family studies. And there's so many things that make sense in my head, but then using it in real life is a challenge. So we want the action guides to help you make those first steps. And then the coaching and the questions in the Facebook group continue to help you on that journey. And that brings us back to why 12 months? What we saw working with parents is that it takes that long to learn it doesn't take that long to learn the new principles, but to apply them with a defiant child takes a while, and it takes some support. And you will have months that are good and months that are bad. And it is so nice to be able to come to a place and be able to ask the questions and say, hey, this is what happened today when I tried to apply the 5 parenting laws and it didn't go well. And I'm curious where I'm off. And Janet and I will look at it with you, tweak, and then send you back on your way. Then look at it with you, tweak, send you back on your way. Even with all my education, even with all my work with parents, I still come to Janet once a quarter with things that I have in my parenting that I need the outside perspective on, or maybe I need the support. I need a cheerleader. I need someone to tell me if I'm on or if I'm off. And she walks me through it and guides me through it so that I can then go back into my parenting as the best version of myself. And that has been so powerful. I told Janet she has to live till 100 because I need her that long. So it is not a sign of your failure that you need 12 months of support. It is a sign of the level of difficulty of parenting that you're facing. So we encourage you to stay involved for those 12 months. And we know that you don't have the time to be on the Facebook group every day and listening to every single coaching call, but continue to refer back to us month after month after month. Watch more and more calls, ask the questions so that you can have that support, so that by the end of the 12 months, you are a decreased defiance ninja and feeling really confident in your skills. And that Janet and I have had a chance to look and tweak with you until you feel like it's pretty fine-tuned and you're in a pretty good place. So that is the overview of the contents of what we provide here. Now, with the course, you'll see that it is organized into sections. And we did this so that it's really easy to get to information quickly. I mentioned that all the videos were pretty short so that you can get through them quickly. Now, there is also an app that you can download, and there was a link to that in an email, and we have a link to it in this orientation section that you can download, and you can then have access to the course and to the recordings of our coaching and have all of that with you totally mobile. Now you can feel free to share your login information with people in your household. We do ask that you share it only with them and not with other people. This this is a paid program, and so we want our services to be paid for, but we want your parenting partner to be on the same page as you. If you are in a co-parenting situation and an ex is willing to listen, feel free to have them log on too. So we just invite you to learn together if you can. And if you can't, you just start and you do the best that you can with the information that you have. But we want it to be there for you, desktop or mobile, so you can do either of those. So that is an overview of this course and of this coaching program and what's involved. And we know that it takes bravery to be here and to ask questions and to be open to advice. And so we see that and we honor that, and we're just so excited to get moving on this journey with you.